FM. We're also streaming from that SuperTalk Mississippi app and your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. But don't forget about watching us, which you can do on your computer or your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. And if you watch the 67th Annual Grammy Awards taking place this Sunday, February 2nd, we got a few Mississippians that are going to be represented. And joining us today is one of them, our very own Steve Azar, who is up for a Grammy this Sunday. So welcome, Steve.
Hello there, Rebecca.
Congratulations.
Kind of nice, little bit of a surprise, but yeah, we're excited about it, and we're the featured artists on the record, and we're excited. It's been a fun project to work on, and a song that was in my arsenal from probably 2014, so it was good to let it find the light of day in such a wonderful way, and always grateful.
So first I want to know about the surprise of finding out that you're nominated. Are you even on the radar that this is a possibility, Steve, or do you get like a cold call one day and it's like, hey, congratulations, and completely caught off guard?
With all of the power weights that were on this record, we didn't anticipate it, but we knew we had some sort of shot, because you're talking about a niche market probably or award when you look at a children's album, best children's album. We're up against John Legend and a few other greats, but with that said, it's Alice Cooper and myself and Steve Cropper and Slash from Guns N' Roses and Rob Halford from Judas Priest and DMC from Run DMC. So there's some rock legends there, So we didn't expect it at all, but at the same time, it makes a little bit of sense to me, knowing the business and knowing the award that we're up for, that we had a good shot.
So you wouldn't also think of some of those headliners or rock legends, including yourself, maybe now you more than some of the others because you have your successful children's book, but to be in a category of best children's music, I mean, you don't know if those two would necessarily go together, but it works, and it's with the album called Rock for Children. So it sounds like you've been working on this project for a little while. How'd this come about with everyone else?
I've got back in the day, Alice Cooper and I used to play in the Bob Hope together. And we would play, and maybe the Frank Sinatra together. We ran across each other quite a bit, and we were ranked in Golf Digest sort of in the top 10, and for a while as the best musicians that play golf. And so we would meet up at certain destinations, doing charity events, and obviously you'd end up on stage at times playing, either side by side, or in Alice, in my case, we'd be he'd play with the band, and I'd play with the band, and sometimes it was Steve Cropper and Tommy Thayer from Kiss and Robbie Krieger from The Doors. I mean, it's always been a lot of fun, when you do these events. But that was already sort of like, oh, I know Alice, oh, I know Steve, and that'd be great. And he's got these wonderful teen centers that he started out there a while back. I know he has a couple of them. And, for troubled teens and bringing the arts to them. And obviously what we're doing down here with our foundation, bringing the arts to the kids down here. And so I think that our mission and our minds and our hearts is sort of equal and equivalent, and we've got a common ground there. We know the importance of that and what it's meant for us, And so our common denominator was a man named Joe Norelli, who is an incredibly generous donor to and good friend of both of ours, and he's the executive producer. He put this thing together. He had the idea that everybody gives all the assets up. So I wrote this song, Our Castle Is Your Home, about a castle-shaped hospital in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and at an auction for the YMCA after-school programs in Sioux Falls. So that year, I think I had 2 songs they asked me to write, and I do that from time to time, and I'll personalize it, to whatever the cause is. And so I think the YMCA made about $50,000 or so on my songs, and so that was wonderful. But I went by the hospital to do a little research to understand it, and I saw these beautiful kids. It reminded me of St. Jude, growing up and experienced that, and just seeing these kids fighting for their lives and their parents going through the tension and the worry, but there was a silver lining. It made you feel good you knew that they were in good hands. Anyway, I said, they have to sing on this record with me. So I went back after I made the record in Nashville and went and recorded the kids on the record and in the video as well. And that's all it was made for. But when Joe heard the song, Norelli, he goes, this has got to be the ballad on the record, because I'm the only ballad on the record. Everybody else has some up-tempo stuff. And like Alice Cooper remade No More Mr. Nice Guy, and it's No More Mr. Mean Guy. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of fun. But I'm the one serious, I call it Beth. I'm like Kiss, Beth on a Kiss record. So, but it's been a lot of fun, and Joe Norelli's the guy that put this thing together, and he's the executive producer along with a man named Dana Kamide, who's a very talented, he had his own show in Vegas for years, and another guy named Ruben Salas, who's been up for 13 Grammys and won 3. So they're the executive producers, and then we're all the featured artists. So we're all, I guess, take claim if it all happens. So it'll be a good thing.
Do you get to go, you and Gwen get to go all gussied up and go to Los Angeles for it?
No.
Why not?
No, we're not. Can you believe I've got a show? I've got my resident gig here for Viking Cruise Line, so I'll have 400 people from around the country and the world visiting Greenville at EE Bass, and it's my favorite gig of my. It's my Vegas here in Greenville, and it's Mississippi on steroids, glued together by our state song and all my Mississippi songs, and it's the number one show for them on the river, and I just signed a 9-year deal with them, so I'm exclusive, and I cannot miss. So I'm missing the Grammys for my show. Duty calls.
The duty does call. Do you at least send a line or two in case you guys win to be included into the thank you speech?
Maybe they'll thank me. Thank us. So we'll see. But we're excited for them. And hey, look, the good thing is we've all donated this again, so all the proceeds go to help further with kids in the arts, and that's the beauty in this thing. It's like I wrote this for that reason back in the day, and now it's got another mission and another cause. And so we've literally given all of the publishing rights and royalty rights, everything goes for donation.
So this is Rock for the Children is the name of the album. You're track 13 on it. Where can we get it? I mean, how can families in Mississippi, I mean, I've got kids that would like rock music. I mean, who's it like good for in terms of just enjoying what you guys created and then help the cause?
I think the vinyl record, autographed by everybody, is going to be one of those pieces that you could probably get a lot of money for at auctions, at all of our auctions. But it's for sale. You know, it's for down. You can download it out there anywhere you stream music or download music. It's all there, and it's volume 1. So which means there's a chance we may make another one.
When you're a working musician like you are, Steve, as you says, duty calls, you won't actually get to be there for the Grammys. What's it like when you just got your head down doing the work year in and year out, and then finally, you know, something you wrote, 10, 11, almost 11 years ago, finally gets recognized in terms of, you know, a collaborative project for the Grammys. Does that just, you know, what does that feel like?
Well, I can tell you, it lets you know again that really our lives are not in our hands, that there is a master plan, and the man above is pulling all the strings, and all you can do is just do what you think is right, you know? And we truly have done this for the right reasons with no expectations, and that's the beauty in this. You know, my Waiting on Joe album was being hyped in Nashville when it came out. It was on CMT's desk. Everybody was saying, this is the best album of the year because of Waiting on Joe. This guy is writing about his home, and it was the biggest hyped record. You know, came off of video, or arguably video of the year, didn't win, but we were up. Everything was on our side with I Don't Have to Be Me Till Monday. The label goes for sale, and then the ball got dropped along the way. Well, that back then, we were sort of being told it was going to happen. And when it didn't happen, I got to tell you something, I wasn't upset. I just moved on. So really, it was supposed to happen back then, and it's not supposed to happen now. So you learn to get an even kill in our business, meaning if you spend your time getting hyped up and then getting all down, because you could do that like a roller coaster, at some point you get seasoned enough to live it like I say at 7. So a scale of 1 to 7, I'm going to be happier than 5, but I'm going to be calmer than, you know. And so you just sort of go, you say your thanks and you're grateful for it, and then you just sort of move forward, because if you're not moving forward and you're not thinking about your next music and what you're going to do, then you're it's just hard to celebrate the stuff.
Well, you're
after all
allowed to
these years.
celebrate Steve if they call. You can break from work and celebrate Steve Sunday if they call your name. Also, though, you're in a Mississippi Minute, which airs here on Super Talk Thursdays and Fridays. You need to get Alice Cooper on as a guest since y'all such good friends.
That's a great idea. I actually have Bill Engvall tomorrow. He's going to be at Pearl River Resort this weekend, and the last I talked to him, we were planning a charity event together when he was retiring. And so I said, "What? I thought you retired." And he said, "I just couldn't retire any longer." So it's going to be his first time to be there. And so at February 1st, so I wanted to hype it up because he's a great guy.
Well,
he's going to a great place.
You got great things going for you, Steve. Thank you for your time, but you guys stick with us. We got more good things for you coming up next.